Chapter 7. I chopped those onions with my own godly hands. You'd better eat them. Being productive. Ugh. It's such a human concept. It implies you have limited time, lol, and have to work hard and make something happen, double lol. I mean, perhaps if you were laboring away for years writing an opera about the glories of Apollo, I could understand the appeal of being productive. But how could you get a sense of satisfaction and serenity from preparing food? That I did not understand. Even at Camp Half-Blood, I wasn't asked to make my own meals. True, the hot dogs were questionable, and I never found out what sort of bugs were in bug juice, but at least I had been served by a cadre of beautiful nymphs. Now, I was compelled to wash lettuce, dice tomatoes, and chop onions. "Where does this food come from?" I asked, blinking tears out of my eyes. I'm no Demeter, but even I could tell this produce was fresh from the earth, probably because of the amount of dirt I had to wash off. The thought of Demeter made me think of Meg, which might have caused me to weep even if I hadn't already been afflicted by onion fumes. Calypso dumped a basket of muddy carrots in front of me. "Emmy's got a garden on the roof. Greenhouses, year-round growing. You should see the herbs. Basil, thyme, rosemary. It's amazing." Emmy smiled. "Thank you, dear. You definitely know your gardening." I sighed. Now those two were bonding. Soon, I'd be stuck between Emmy and Calypso discussing kale growing techniques, and Leo and Josephine waxing poetic about carburetors. I couldn't win. Speak the Damien. Leo burst through the door next to the pantry, holding aloft a wheel of cheese like a victor's laurel crown. "Behold the cheddar!" he announced. "All hail the cheese conquerors!" Josephine, chuckling good-naturedly, lumbered in behind him with the metal pail. "The cows all seem to like Leo." "Hey, abuelita," Leo said. "All the cows love Leo." He grinned at me. "And those cows are red, man. Like, bright red." That definitely made me want to weep. Red cows were my favorite. For centuries, I had heard a herd of sacred scarlet cattle before cow collecting went out of fashion. Josephine must have seen the miserable look on my face. "We just use their milk," she said hastily. "We don't butcher them." "I should hope not," I cried. "Killing red cattle would be sacrilege." Josephine didn't look properly terrified by the idea. "Yeah, but mostly it's because Emmy made me give up meat 20 years ago." "It's better for you," Emmy chided. "You're not immortal anymore. You need to take care of yourself." "But cheeseburgers," Joe muttered. Leo plunked the cheese wheel out in front of me. "Cut me a wedge of this, my good man. Chop, chop." I scowled at him. "Don't test me, Valdez. When I'm a god again, I will make a constellation out of you, and I'll call it the Small Exploding Latino." "I like it!" He patted my shoulder, causing my knife to jiggle. Did no one fear the wrath of gods anymore? While Emmy baked loaves of bread, which, I must admit, smelled incredible, I tossed a salad with carrots, cucumbers, mushrooms, tomatoes, and all manner of rooftop-grown plant material. Calypso used fresh lemons and cane sugar to make lemonade, while humming tracks from Beyoncé's album of the same name. During our travels west, I had taken it upon myself to catch Calypso up on the last 3 millennia of pop music. Leo cut the cheese. You can interpret that any way you want. The cheddar wheel turned out to be bright red all the way through, and quite tasty. Josephine made the dessert, which she said was her specialty. Today, this meant fresh berries and homemade sponge cake in sweet red cream, with a menagerie topping lightly toasted with welding torch. As for the ghost Agamemnus, he hovered in one corner of the kitchen, holding his magic 8-ball dejectedly, as if it were a third-place prize from a 3-person competition.